Hey, you guys, this is Rashana for News, Views, and Conversations. Just want to pop in real quick and give you a little bit of information on the flood that took place in Eastland, Texas, at Camp Mystic. I didn't know that this was a sundown town in Texas, from what I'm understanding. This was a family business, a massive family business. From what I've understood so far, it sounds like possibly the family had cut some corners throughout the years as far as like maybe like zoning it a little bit different for FEMA to, make it where they didn't have to have flood insurance and to lower their premiums. And by them doing that, it wasn't safe. It wasn't a setup that was safe for them to even have the amount of children and people there to even be running a camp, which is why so many people passed away. And it sounds like they did what they did to make money and I guess possibly not have to even pay taxes. I want to give you the video of Introvert Rockstar because I want him to give it to you more in detail. He's really good with Black history, about a lot of information that we don't hear on the news and other different types of shows that talk about us and our history and what we've experienced and what our people have gone through. So I definitely love to hear his commentary on how he breaks these things down. So I definitely want to leave you with the video from him. From what I'm understanding, the owner of this day and time that owned it or whatever, he passed away. He even had children that worked there. And I'm thinking some of those children passed away as well. So it's like a lot of family lineage wrapped up into Camp Mystic. The original owner was William Mosley Eastland. And I'm also understanding that, this family, they actually owned slaves. So we don't know what's going on, like, dang, how did this, even, happen other than just what I understood from what they did as far as rezoning that particular land, knowing what they were on. It should have been zoned safely. It shouldn't have just been zoned for them just to make money and to cut corners. A lot of children just lost their lives. So condolences to the family. I hate that happened to the children, but it sounds like it's some funny business going on here as well. So definitely look at the Introvert Rockstar video that I'm about to leave with you. Again, he's very thorough when it comes to talking about our Black history. Very good channel to definitely tune into Introvert Rockstar on YouTube. I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel.
Part of it is that this family is super rich. The Eastlands are like a big ass massive family from the Houston, Dallas, the whole 9 yards area, right? This camp was started by the man who perished, his grandmother, Ag Stacy. And she had a certain way she wanted things to go. But now, Mr. Eastland's mom and main goal about having this property was that they did not want to pay taxes on any money that they made. Now, I'm not saying the mama didn't enjoy having a camp, but the accounting vet in me seems to think that this is they had a bunch of kids and the man who passed away and his brother eventually, the brother is like an estate lawyer, Goldman Sachs, big shit, and then the Mr. Eastland man marries his wife Tweety, and they start it's a long story, but pretty much they get the camp and they turn it into something greater, right? But now the family is getting dividend payments and things like that. But then the other brother had to take this man who passed away to court because they say he was stealing money from the family's trust. It's complicated. I'm gonna have to do a series on this one. Yeah. Anyway, the family is split down the middle, and they don't know who to go with. On one side, you got the man who just perished in the flood, and then they got the other brother that's the lawyer and things like that. This is a massive ass family business. You get what I'm saying? So that $3,750,000 thing, it's chump change compared to what they really been getting. I mean, land, houses, businesses, the whole 9 yards. The brother that's the lawyer says that the man who perished in the flood, him and his wife they really were the ones taking the money, lying on the taxes. In essence, they were scamming. So you got this camp, but you don't want to pay taxes. Mind you, all the kids work at this place. The man who perished his children worked there, and then I think some of the other siblings worked there. And like I said, the siblings had to sue the man who drowned, years ago regarding this or whatever. And it got real bad. It was so bad for the man who drowned against his family members that he was going out there every month changing the lock on the ranch gate. Whew.
And you already know on this channel, we hold racist Caucasian people accountable, because if we don't, who will? And sometimes we hold these people accountable. And look, before we get into this video, if you don't like black people, black issues, black talks, get to stepping. Yes, Eastland, Texas is named after William Mosby Eastland, who moved to Texas with his family and slaves in 1834. Eastland fought in the Texas Revolution and the Maya Expedition when he was unalived. He was an officer in the Texas Army and also served in the Texas Ranger. In Texas, including Kerr County, enslaved individuals were considered property, which meant that they were denied basic rights, legal protections, and ability to make their own decisions. In summary, while specific details about the treatment of individual enslaved people in Kerr County are scarce, their lives were profoundly shaped by slavery. They endured forced labor, the denial of basic rights, and a constant struggle to maintain their families and cultural traditions under oppressive conditions. Make that make sense. So how ironic, the brother who supposedly stole money, he dies in the flood, but that's not it. Eastland, Texas is named after this family, and their family owned slaves. So now it all makes sense. That's why black kids are not allowed to attend that camp. And I told y'all yesterday that these people never cared about those kids. It was all about the Benjamins from the jump. Matter of fact, run the tape.
New reporting out this morning by the AP News shows that not only did the Camp Mystic directors and owners know that they were in a 100-year floodplain, they appealed the FEMA floodplain rulings in 2013, hiring an engineer at tens of thousands of dollars to redraw a map, present it to FEMA, who then agreed with it, so that they could build more structures. The majority of these structures that were exempted from the original FEMA floodplain were the ones that were destroyed. So why would somebody do this? So they don't have to get flood insurance and they can have lower overall insurance premiums. They spent tens of thousands of dollars and put hundreds of campers a year at risk just so they could save a little money. This is a camp that charges between $3,000 and $6,000 per 2-week session and makes more than $20 million a year. And they wanted to pay a little bit lower premium, so they put hundreds at risk every year. And we see the result.
In 2025, Eastland, Texas has a population that is predominantly white. Specifically, the racial composition is approximately 83.3% white. Make that make sense. And I told y'all again yesterday that in this country, in America, they use religion to manipulate and gain wealth for their families. Just turn the TV on at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning, and you go see these fake ass pastors on TV selling you stuff, selling you holy water. How you get holy water and nobody else got holy water? So you the only one that got holy water. You the only one got a holy handkerchief that if you touch somebody, you can heal them. I'm telling you, it's all a scam to scam people. They scam white people. They scam black people, Asian people. They scam all people in this country, and they use religion to do it. These people was making millions of dollars, not giving a damn about the safety of these kids, not giving a damn about the history of Kerr County, all the blood on their hands, all the blood on that soil. Matter of fact, check this out. Camp Mystic's revenue is not explicitly stated, but it can be estimated based on public information. One source suggests a monthly revenue of $3.3 million during peak season, with 750 campers, each paying $4,500 for a month-long session. Another source mentions Camp Mystic receiving a PPP loan of $369,432,000. Make that make sense. So let me get this straight. They came for black people when they got the PPP loan, but these people really thought that they can just steal and own slaves and move on and live a happy ever after type of lifestyle. Like our ancestors forgot. I told y'all the game is cold. These people were sick. And before I read this, you know what? I don't even have to read. I can speak from the heart. But first of all, rest in peace to those young girls that died in that flood. But those owners knew the history of Kirk County. Those owners knew the history of their family. They knew their family members owned slaves. So that's why no black kids can go to their camp. But they never thought our ancestors would come back and collect the way they did. And let's be real, parts of Kirk County was completely wiped out by that flood. But let's go on to this. Oscarville, Georgia, completely flooded. A black town, black community, completely flooded, and now it's Lake Lanier because of racism, hatred, and jealousy and lies that these people told. And it wasn't just the racist people, it was the whole U.S. Army that helped these people to flood Oscarville, Georgia. I don't see no sympathy. I don't see no outrage. We don't even learn this stuff in school. We got to learn it on our own, make it make sense. Kalaja, Alabama, founded by a former black slave, and these people in that community, these people had their own black-owned railroad. They completely flooded their place, and now it's a lake. Seneca Village in New York City now is Central Park. These people is one of the first black communities in America. These people destroyed Seneca Village and created Central Park. I don't see no outrage. They don't even teach us this stuff in school. All you hear about how beautiful Central Park is. That's it. Elm Hill, Tennessee. You don't see nothing about Elm Hill, Tennessee. It was a black community, and guess what it is now? It's a lake, but they don't tell us about none of this stuff. And I can go on and on. Tell me I'm lying. But wait, this the wild part. When they flooded and destroyed black communities, it was all on purpose. So even though we have sympathy for these young girls that died in this flood, I need y'all to have that same sympathy, that same care for our elders and our ancestors that lost everything, that died when they was flooded out, when their towns was destroyed. Because right now the media has y'all in a chokehold. But on this channel, all I say is keep that same goddamn energy. Partner, I'm out.